Hi everyone, welcome to Tuesday Talks with Darlene. Now, on this episode, I'm talking about outsourcing your decision making instead of insourcing. Now, what I mean is that that you actually go to your coaches, mentors, course creators, etc., for all your decision making. And when we work on our business, this can be quite natural. We may have been taught that we don't have the answers, that we don't know, what we're doing. We need to go to other people. Now, that can actually lead to a slippery slope. So my name is Darlene from the Aligned Path with Darlene. And when I started working on what was my hobby, I had no idea about business. I knew nothing. And of course, I wanted to help everybody. So I didn't understand about niching. I didn't understand that I literally can't help everyone. It's just not possible. This led me to spending money on coaches, courses, and signing up for so many freebies out there. Now, at the time, I thought that was great because I'm like, wow, I'm learning this, I'm learning that, I'm getting so much help. Yet, because of that, my hobby stayed a hobby for years because I didn't have the faith and the courage in myself to run my business. I didn't stop and think about what I was doing. I didn't understand that I was outsourcing instead of insourcing my decision making. When I was growing up, I was in this amazing religion. Now, I have nothing against this religion. I loved it. Yet we were taught that we were taught that none of us had the answers. And we had to go to other people for answers. And I can remember clearly how this in the religion became, even now talking about it, actually became a detriment. My parents wanted to buy a new car. Now, that should be a decision that they should make easily. No, they went to the minister to even talk about what colour of car to buy. Now, thinking about that now, it really just, set me up for not knowing that I had the answers. And that's something that I needed to learn. And another part of the religion was I was taught not to talk to God directly. I had to go to the minister. Well, thankfully now I actually know that I can do all that myself. Now, this actually carried over into my business. So I also thought I had a safe job. So I didn't need to turn my hobby into a business. And that meant that I outsourced everything. I asked my coaches questions. I didn't really make many decisions for myself. It's only if I really had an absolute knowing that I knew, maybe a calendar system for someone to book in. Most of the time, though, I went to other people for actual support and to make the decisions. Now, it wasn't until I had to leave the so-called safe job for my own mental wellness that I knew it was time to turn my hobby into a business. And this was scary because I still relied on others to give me the answers. And I also needed to work on my mental health first because I had symptoms of anxiety, depression, and complex PTSD. I needed to work through that as I was working on my beautiful hobby that I was turning into a business. And so that meant that I still outsourced to other people because I still didn't have the courage and the confidence and the faith in myself. Now, what was really amazing is because I'd been working on my intuition since I was 17 years old, my business's energy started coming through. And my intuition started growing even stronger. Now, my abilities were always strong because I'd worked on them. Yet they became even stronger when I realized that my business had its own energy. And then I understood it was its own entity. It was a part of me because I had birthed it, but it was still separate from me. And so when I started going into this and I started working with my beautiful business's energy and actually talking to it, that may sound strange, I do actually talk to my business's energy as though it is like a physical person, because there's so much in that beautiful energy that I can learn. And I'm not outsourcing to something else because my business is a part of me. So I'm talking to myself as well. Now that helped with my mindset. And it also helped me with looking and also the way that I actually looked at things. Oh, excuse me. Well, that was a beautiful release for me. Interesting. Because I was able to talk to my business's energy, I realized that I could actually help other business women do this. And so that's a big part of what I actually do. I help business women learn to talk to their own beautiful business's energy and realize that it's a separate entity. Now, how do we outsource instead of, how do we insource instead of outsourcing? How do we actually do it? Because it's something that, once you start doing it, you'll be amazed at the change in you and your business. The first thing is knowing that you can do it. Having the faith in being able to do this, because you are able to tune in to your own business and your own intuition. You are able to do that. It takes practice, and you do it little steps at a time. That's the beautiful thing about it. Just do little steps at a time. Now, when you have a decision to make, instead of automatically going to your coach, mentor, or whoever, why not write down the pros and cons? And then once you've written that down, take that piece of paper, hold it to your chest, close your eyes, and ask your intuition and your business, what is the right decision? Now, of course, every decision is right. It may end up that you might change the decision after a while. Maybe think of a software. You may be wanting to actually have a software where clients can book in with you, and you're not sure which one to go with. Well, the cool thing is you can start with one and you can talk to your intuition and your business and go, okay, let's work with this one. Is it the right one? And if it's not, then you can move to another one. So every decision is right, and it's okay to change your mind. Now, when you, excuse me, and also the next step is, instead of writing down the pros and cons, you can do that for a while until you practice tuning in. Then what you can do, once you've had that practice, when you've got a decision to make, instead of writing down the pros and cons, automatically, hands on your heart, close your eyes, ask your business energy to come in, your intuition, and just go, what is the right decision? And then you just keep practicing that. You keep practicing and practicing and practicing, and it will become natural. It really will become natural. It's like anything. Say you want to learn to play a guitar. It is practice. Same thing with your intuition. It is practice and practice and practice. Now, of course, sometimes we do need to go to other people for help and support. Say you're wanting to create a website. Unless you can do it yourself, you're going to go to someone else and have their expertise. So not every decision will be insourcing. There are decisions that you'll outsource. Most of them you can make yourself, because you are learning how to run your business your way. That's been this beautiful episode on how to insource instead of outsourcing. Thank you very much for watching, for listening. I really appreciate it. And please make sure that you subscribe, like all of those beautiful things to help me get this information out there. And I shall see you on the next episode.